Welcome to our channel. Today we will discuss the concept of class and object. In the previous session we had discussed object oriented principles. In that the first two are class and object. What is a class? Class is a logical entity or a blueprint. Class is a logical entity or a blueprint followed by a set of objects. We already discussed. Now to access the members of a class, that is simply class contains the attributes and methods. Class contains set of attributes and methods. To access the members of a class, we are creating an object. Okay, first we will create a class and then create an object, and then I will show you how to access the members present in a class. A class is created by using the syntax class space name of the class. Keyword is class followed by name of the class colon. Within the class we are writing the attributes and the functions. These are called class members. Within the class we are writing the attributes of the class and the functions of the class. And along with we can also write a docstring. That means simply some message, that is this class performing this operation, this class performing this operation, similar to comments. So within the class we can also provide a docstring. If you are not writing any docstring, the default value is none. So we will show with an example. This is the way to create a class. Now consider an example. Of class creation. Class. Create a student class student with some parameters. Suppose the parameter ID is equal to 1, name is equal to XYZ. I am creating two attributes. ID is equal to 1 and name is equal to XYZ, and within the class I am defining a method. So you already know how to create a function def. Suppose the function name is display of self. What is the meaning of self? What is self? Here self is a reference variable. Self is a reference variable. It refers the current class object, that is the current instance. Self is a reference variable which refers the current instance, that is from which object we are calling. For that object that function is called. That is simply the attributes are accessed by using this self variable. Suppose here I am writing a function print of. Suppose to print ID and name directly, it is not possible. We have to write self.id comma self.name. For that particular object, for which object we are calling the display function, for that object these two values are printed. Okay. Now in the function definition, this is the function definition. In the function definition you can write any number of arguments, that is your wish. Depending on program you can write any number of arguments, but self is compulsory the first argument. And in the function calling, no need to write the variable self. System automatically implies the variable self. In the function definition only you need to write the self variable. In the function calling there is no need to write the self variable. This is an example of class. Now I am creating class structure student with two attributes and one method. These two are called class variables. These variables can be shared among different objects. Now after creation of a class, to access the members inside a method or to access the members inside another class, we need to create an object. That is, once the class creation is completed, there is no use. Simply creation of a class, there is no use. Compulsory you have to access the members of a class. What is the procedure? To access the members of a class, you need to create an object. You need to create an object. How to create an object? The syntax is object name is equal to class name of arguments. Object name is equal to class name of arguments. Here arguments are optional. You can write any number of arguments. So by considering the same point, I am creating an object for the class. Remember, this entire code is inside the student class and object creation is outside the class. So for example, this is the indentation. I am creating an object at this position. For example, object name is S. S is equal to student of. I am creating an empty object. I am creating an object without any arguments. S is equal to student of. Now write the function S dot display. Whenever you are calling the function S dot display, I already told that in the function call there is no need to pass the self argument. Compiler or interpreter automatically pass the self argument. But in the function definition, you must and should have to write the self as the first argument. Whenever we are calling this function S dot display of, it displays the output as 1, xyz. It displays the output 1 and xyz on the screen. Now by using this variable, you can directly access the members. Suppose S dot id, S dot name. Instead of method, you can directly, suppose print of S dot id, print of S dot name, you can directly access the attributes are also. At the same time, you can modify the attributes also. Suppose S dot id is equal to 2, S dot name is equal to ABC. You can directly retrieve the attributes, you can modify the attributes. Everything is possible by using the objects. Along with, we can delete the object also. We can delete one property of the object or the complete object itself. After this one, suppose we can delete the object. Suppose if you want to delete one property of the object by using the keyword del S dot id. What do you mean by this one? For the object S, id is not at all visible for the next iteration. For the object S, there is no id term. Suppose you have created one more object, S1 is equal to student of. S1 dot id, that is acceptable. Remember, I am deleting id property for object S. I am deleting id property for object S only. Similarly, suppose delete S. I am deleting entire object S. This is the way of class creation and object creation and how to access the members of a class, how to modify the attributes and how to delete the object. Now I will explain the same concept, that is how to access these class variables, that is the class variables shared among different objects. I will explain with one more example. Suppose consider some large example, class employee. Okay, I am showing one example, class employee, count is equal to 0. I am defining a function init of. I will explain this function in the next session. Here init of is a constructor. Similar to in Java, you know the concept of constructor. In Java, the name of the constructor is same as the name of the class name. But in Python, the name of the constructor is this one. After completion of this concept, I will explain the concept of these constructors. In define init of, suppose self, compulsory the first argument is self. I am using two variables, name and salary. self dot name is equal to name. If you are using constructor like this, you have to write this one. Self dot salary is equal to salary. So I am defining the construction. After that, in the constructor itself, I am updating the count variable. That is, when the constructor is called, whenever we are creating an object, a constructor is called. How we are accessing this one? By using object, or inside the class. If you want to use the count variable directly, it is not possible. Inside the class, if you want to use this variable, you have to use like this: class name, that is employee dot count of, employee dot count. Suppose for every object creation, I am incrementing the count value by 1. Here not observe the logic. Here logic is not important. How to access the members? Suppose in the constructor we are accessing by using this way, where the name and salary we are passing from the function, we are passing, and by use the class variable is accessed by using class name dot variable name. Suppose in the employee class, I am defining some two more functions: def display count of self. I am displaying this one, print of. How to display count? Employee dot count of. I am displaying this function. Suppose I am defining one more function, define display of self. Define display of self. Suppose if you want to display the name and salary, how? The same procedure we already discussed. The name and salary are passed to this one. So self dot name, comma, self dot salary. Okay, the class is created. Observe, the class is created with one constructor and two methods and one class variable. The class variable can be accessed by using, suppose in the object we can access directly, but inside the class, if you want to access by using the class name dot this variable, Now create an object for the constructor. For example, here I am creating some object E1 is equal to employee of, in the constructor. So previously I said that without any arguments. So I am creating with arguments. Self, suppose the name is equal to XYZ, some salary is equal to 20,000. Employee 2 is equal to, E2 is equal to employee of self ABC, suppose 30,000. Now E1 dot display count of, E1 dot display of. Similarly, E2 dot display count of, Suppose the display function what displays? For E1 dot display, it displays the XYZ and 20,000. For E2 display, it displays ABC and 30,000. Otherwise, simply suppose E1 dot display count. Actually, there is no need of this one also. Whenever we are creating an object, the constructor is called. So automatically for E1 the count is 1, for E2 the count is 2. Whenever we are calling display count of method, it print the display. So answer is 2. So E1 dot display, the answer is XYZ 230,000. E2 dot display, the answer is ABC 30,000. E1 dot display count of, the answer is 2. That means we are creating two objects. Suppose you are writing this one also, E2 dot display, it also displays 2. That means two objects are created. This is an example of class with constructor. Now built-in functions and built-in attributes of the class. Okay, now I am erasing this one. Built-in functions in class. So different built-in functions are get attribute, set attribute. Get attribute, suppose write the objects, object name default, object name default, set attribute of object name value, delete attribute object name has attribute object name. So these are the built-in functions that are available in classes. The built-in functions that are available in classes. So get attribute of. So if you want to get an attribute, how we are getting? Suppose object one dot. Suppose previous example s dot id. We are getting that attribute. So without using that statement, you are also using that statement. Suppose in the program, in the previous program, suppose if you want to write e1 dot id is equal to or s dot age is equal to, I am writing in this fashion. Print, suppose consider the previous example, print get attribute of, if we have two parameters in the class, suppose in the class student, we have two parameters id and name. Suppose id is equal to 1, name is equal to xyz. id is equal to 1, name is equal to xyz. So without creating an object, without that one, suppose I am creating an object s1 dot id, s1 dot name. Without that, by using these built-in functions also, we are accessing the members of a class. How we are accessing? Write the code. After this one, I am using this one. Print get attribute of, what is the name of the object? Object name is s. Syntax is this one. We are getting the attribute, object name is s. So which attribute you want to access? If you want to access id attribute. If you want to access id attributes. So default, there is no default value. So whenever we are calling this one, whenever we are printing this one, what it prints? It prints 1 on the screen. You got it? You are getting the id attribute. We are getting the id attribute. Suppose get attr, get attribute of object name is yes, name. We are getting xyz attribute. That is, to get a particular attribute for a particular object, we are using this method. Similarly, set attribute. Set attribute of, here there is no print statement. Set attribute of on object s, name, for the name, value is equal to abc. What is the meaning of this one? For attribute name, for object s, attribute name x as xyz is the value. I am changing name value as the abc. Suppose if you are calling s dot name, if you are not executing this statement, s dot name value is xyz. Suppose if you are executing this statement, s dot name value is abc. S dot name, the value is abc. Or after this one, again you have to call get attribute. Get attribute of s comma name. It prints abc. That is, I am changing the attribute value. Similarly, delete attribute. I am deleting a particular attribute. Suppose s comma id. That means for object s, there is a no id. So we already discussed del space s dot id. I am deleting id property for the object s. Similarly, I am deleting id object for s. And finally, has attribute. Object. Suppose object name is yes, comma, suppose name. That means here name is an attribute for the object yes or no. That is, has attribute returns either true or false. If name is an attribute present for object yes, it returns true. Suppose if you are executing this statement, the id is deleted. After that, if you are writing this one, it returns false. Why? Because there is no id attribute for object s. These are the built-in functions. So we are calling this one as simply print of s dot id. It returns the value present in id for object s. Instead of writing the statement, I am using built-in function. To change the value of the attribute, use a set attribute. To delete a particular attribute for a particular object, use delete attribute function. To check whether an attribute is present for a particular object or not, use has attribute function. These are the built-in functions present in class. Built-in functions present in class. Okay. Now the last one is the built-in attributes. Built-in attributes. Okay, some of the attributes that are present in classes are dictionary, doc, module, name. These are the some of the attributes present in the class. Dictionary, it returns a dictionary of the keywords. Suppose in the function we have some attributes. Suppose name is equal to id is equal to 1, name is equal to xyz. How we are accessing these attributes? Remember how we are accessing these attributes? These attributes are accessed by using class name. Suppose the class name is student, so I access it like this: student dot dictionary, student dot doc, student dot module, student dot name, student dot basis. So the accessing is class name dot a particular built-in attribute. So the dictionary function, this dict returns the dictionary of values that are present in the class. Suppose in the form id 1, comma, name colon xyz, it returns the values in the dictionary format. Now this doc specifies the doc string. So we already discussed what is the doc string. Suppose after the class declaration I am defining a doc string that specifies what the some statement. If there is no statement, in the previous example I am writing no statement. So doc specifies none. Module, in which module our class is defined. That module name is displayed. So remember everyone, the syntax is class name dot this attribute name, the name of the class. Suppose we are using student class, so answer is student. Basis, if you are using inheritance concept, the nearest base class is displayed. These are the built-in attributes. Okay, this is the concept of classes and objects. In the next session we will discuss constructors. Thank you.